So Apple has done it again, but not in the way I ever expected. See, Apple is known for selling premium products at a high price, but looks like this is changing right now. So Apple released the MacBook Neo a few days ago for about $599, making it the most affordable laptop they can offer. And finally, I can buy my own MacBook. Yay! Well, not yet. What? Because when companies like Apple sell premium products for a low price, they know what the customer will want more than what they just bought, and putting certain limitations. For example, when the iPhone 16 came out, it didn't have the display island on the very top. You can see it on the very top of the phone, but the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max had it. And yeah, even though they provide the display island on the iPhone 17. Well done, Apple. And normally the solution is just buy the better option. But even that, all Apple products provide a unique value regardless of how you use them. Which begs the question, is the MacBook Neo a big deal? And should you buy the Apple's most affordable laptop right now on March 2026? Without boring you with too much technical details, which I'll try to stay away from, the MacBook Neo is powered with the A18 Pro chip, which is found in the iPhone 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max, and also an 8GB of RAM, which is the only option. Normally Apple sells 16 and 32GB or even higher than that on MacBook Pros, but with the MacBook Neo, it's actually a different story. They only sell one option. Phew, that was all the technical details done. But wait a minute, did I say that the MacBook Neo has the same performance as the iPhone 16 Pro? Yeah, actually that's right. So if you have an iPhone 16 Pro, yeah, the MacBook Neo, which was released 1.5 years later, is as powerful as your iPhone. And to put this on perspective, my iPhone 17, which is right there, recording right there, I don't know if you can see this, it's more powerful than the MacBook Neo. Yeah, it takes me a while to wrap my head around. But don't get me wrong, for a MacBook that costs $599 and an iPhone 17 that costs $799, I think it kind of makes sense for the iPhone to be just a little bit more powerful than the MacBook, given that nowadays we use the iPhone for everything, for watching videos or even editing videos. I mean, in my case, I edit many of my videos on my iPhone. Yeah, I know it sounds a bit crazy, but I do it. But even though the MacBook Air is still out, the good news are that Apple doesn't have plans to discontinue it. So given the living cost crisis, the skyrocketing prices in RAM because of AI, yes, I blame AI for this, and the fact that Apple is struggling to get more premium or high-end consumers, I think they're slowly trying to target the budget consumer who still want to use the products. Yeah, one of them is actually me. And specifically, the MacBook Neo is meant for those who never bought a MacBook before. Oh, and by the way, to get the Touch ID, the button where you put your finger to unlock it, you need to get the 512GB options, which, open bracket, it costs $100 more than the 256 standard option, close bracket, because the 256GB option doesn't have a Touch ID. Why? Well, I have no idea. So all in all, I'm shocked to see that Apple is doing the same thing with MacBooks, trying to reach out to the budget consumer, something that they have been trying to do with the iPhones that didn't really work at the beginning, but now looks like it's picking up again. Same thing they're doing with the iPhone 17 by releasing the iPhone 17e a few days ago. And I made a video about that on my 9th video. And speaking of my 9th video, this is the 11th video of the 365 Project Challenge, where I post one video per day on pretty much random topics, and most of them will be about technology because this is what I think I am good at compared to other things. And if you're watching and you're not subscribed, then I'm gonna find your location, come to your house, knock on your door, and ask you to subscribe. And if you don't open the door, then so is the MacBook Neo worth it? In my opinion, yes, depending on who you are, of course. Because if you're looking to buy it just to do simple work like browse your emails, browse the web, or maybe watch one video here and there and do light work stuff, then yes, especially if you're a student, because you get a $100 discount. So you buy the cheapest option for $499, which is $5,000, which is a good deal. For $5,000 to get a MacBook, that's something I never heard before. So well done, Apple. You're finally gonna get my mom to buy a MacBook in the end. So I'm very happy today. Apple finally broke the tradition of selling expensive premium products to target the budget consumer, meaning that I can also buy a MacBook even though I'm very broke right now, which is fine. We're gonna fix it eventually. And don't forget, that was weird. And don't forget to join the 365 Project Challenge by subscribing and watch every single video of mine. Otherwise, I'm gonna knock on your door and ask you to do it. All right, see you tomorrow. Subscribe.